Hello everyone, welcome back. Tonight, I decided to start a new series of videos where I basically... Okay. The series is called Regretting My Past, or just Regretful Past, or who knows, we'll see. And I basically go back in time and talk about a time in my past that I am not proud of at all. And this series is mostly going to talk about stuff that's entertainment based. Basically bad stuff I enjoyed when I was much younger that when I look back today, it's just not good stuff. And that series in particular, today, I'm going to be talking about my enjoyment for the Fred Figglehorn franchise. Yes. I remember how I first discovered Fred Figglehorn. I was a huge fan of the sitcom iCarly, and they made an episode about Fred. And at the time, I liked the episode of iCarly. Now I don't. It's one of the worst episodes now. It's just a very badly written episode. But I just remember liking it when I first saw it. And I never even heard of Fred before that was made, which is probably because it was just around the time where I finally discovered YouTube. And when I finally discovered YouTube, I found his channel because, of course, I'd find his channel after seeing the episode of iCarly. And I loved all of his videos, even his early ones. And to this day, I do not know why. I'm guessing it's just because of the high-pitched chipmunk voice has a hypnotizing effect on kids, where when you hear it, it just makes you laugh with no other reason. And to be fair, I don't really think that the Fred videos represent the absolute worst of the worst. I mean, content-wise, it's pretty bad stuff, but I'd argue that deplorable prank channels are still far worse than anything that Fred videos could be. Basically, content that hurts people is more deplorable than badly scripted content that's just inoffensive garbage. I have nothing against the guy who plays Fred, Lucas Cruikshank. He really does seem like he was a talented guy at the time. He was just a young teenager who made these stupid videos and was able to keep playing this hyperactive character. And his show did gabber the eyes of people who wanted to make these really bad movies, which I have seen the first two Fred movies. I have not seen the show, and I have not seen the third movie, but I did see the first two movies. And I actually remember enjoying them for the most part when they first came out, despite the fact that they were really panned critically by anyone who saw it, including people who enjoyed it. But to be fair, there were parts of the first movie I remember really angering me. Even the second movie, I remember angering me. Even though I remember enjoying the second movie more than the first one. Or maybe not. I can't really remember. One thing, I just remember when it comes to the Fred videos, it was just a teenager who made all these videos with a simple webcam that doesn't cost that much. And then the videos became too popular, and he got put in the spotlight. I mean, just think about it this way. All the videos were when he started out was just a teenager just trying to have fun in his own spare time, making what his definition of entertainment is. That's really it. And YouTube really has changed since then. Instead of being whatever it was back then in 2008, 2009, it's been taken over by companies and a bunch of other things and been made into its own thing. Well, if I could give my own retrospect of the Fred movies compared to the show on YouTube, the Fred movies are far worse than anything that's show-wise. Because there is a huge jump when it comes to taking something that's in one form of medium and transferring it into another. And the Fred videos just being so poor, you're just taking a character that is really annoying and doesn't have a lot of likable traits to him, or at least this character is entertaining for only a couple minutes at a time. You're basically making a 90-minute movie that's focusing on this character, and the movie really is just a cheaply made Nickelodeon TV movie that just starred Lucas Cruikshank as the same character and then just got a bunch of other people. I mean, on the Fred videos themselves, Fred was the only character that really appeared on screen. Everyone else was off camera. But in a movie, I can understand, of course, having a large cast of people who actually do appear in your movie. And he actually visualized what was believed that these characters would look and sound like. And when it comes to the acting performances in all these movies, it's either the people in the movies are just completely inept, or they know just what type of movie they're in and decide to have fun with it. I mean, I can see that the bully character, Kevin, his actor, I think his name is Jake Weary, really had fun with playing his character despite never wanting to be in it. And the movies really were a showcase for Lucas Cruikshank to try his best with what material he was given. And I really don't think that the movie is artist's fault. I really do blame people who wrote and directed the movies as for how bad they really are. And the only other thing of significance I can remember about the Fred videos is that when the movies are made, actual production teams are brought in to make Fred videos. And granted, they were a lot better than they were before, but they were still really the same thing. Just the same type of setup from start to finish. Fred has to do something, or is dragged into something, or believes something wrong. Fred goes for a plan, or something, and he'll either fail, or something else will happen that he won't expect. It's really a simple format to be used. So, the only other thing I remember is that the Fred character appeared in the Annoying Orange videos, and I'm thinking I'm going to have to make another video talking about my experience of that, because I have a lot to talk about there. Oh my. This is also just proof that when you're a kid, or just young, I mean, I was pretty young when I discovered YouTube. I was born in 1995, so I was probably around 13 when I first discovered Fred videos, maybe 14. And just proves that you might have some form of taste when you're young, but you really could wind up watching anything as long as there's something in it that can be worth something. Which with the Fred videos, my parents always hated the Fred videos. They found out about him because I wasn't good at keeping stuff secret when I watched it back then. And they always hated it. And when I just use it as a punching bag, I think they most or less find it amusing that just to see that I have grown up just to not like it anymore. But they're happy for that. So, I don't watch Lucas Cruikshank now. He has his own YouTube channel where he just makes his own videos, where it's mostly just a vlog channel. From what I can see, it's more the same. It's more just a typical vlog channel where he really just decides to be himself. I mean, the last thing I remember seeing from the Fred channel is I finally got sick of it when the channel was about to die. I remember I was still watching it while into when those animated videos were made. If you were to check the Fred videos history, you'd see that. But then Lucas sold the channel completely, and other people got into it. I never saw those videos, but I saw I Hate Everything gave his recommendation is that the videos that were made on the channel after it was bought are even worse than the Fred videos from before. When I told my dad that, he had a horrified expression on his face. Ooh. I don't want to know about that. I mean, I've seen people review the Fred movies. I've seen Mike J give his thoughts on the movie. I saw I Hate Everything give his thoughts on the movies. If there's one very controversial opinion about the Fred movies, it's the argument of which movie is the best and which one is the worst. And it's either you think that the first movie is the best one made or the worst one made, and you think the exact opposite for the second and third movies. It really, like, everyone can agree that they're all bad movies, but it's just the argument of which one is the best made or the best written one or the most appreciated one. I mean, if I can give Fred one thing, it's given me a high tolerance to characters that have really annoying voices. I think. Maybe there are other things that'll bother me. Who knows? I've heard that the Fred show might be worse than any of the Fred movies. I have no idea because I haven't seen it. And that's shocking because the format for the Fred would probably work better as a sitcom anyway than a 90-minute movie. But at the same time, I don't know. I really don't. This has been Matthew Blash. Goodbye, everyone.